I remember the very first time I watched this movie, and I was around the same age as our main character, Penny. Recently, I asked my sisters what they thought of the movie I plan on talking about today. And of course, they went on to talk about how much they loved this movie and how it was really good. But for me, I always found this movie to be incredibly melancholy, a bit disturbing, and bittersweet. But I did not know exactly why. I did not have the words or the tools to describe the feeling I got when watching this movie as a child, but now I do. So join me as I unpack all the ways in which this movie disturbed me as a child and still disturbs me to this day. This is 1977, The Rescuers. This movie follows Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard, who are on a mission to locate Penny, who has gone missing from the Morningside orphanage. Miss Bianca is carefree, she goes with the flow, while Mr. Bernard is overly cautious, superstitious, and wary of many things, including the number 13. The two work together to find and rescue Penny, who has been kidnapped by Madame Medusa and taken to the Devil's Bayou. In the first opening scene of this movie, we see our main character Penny toss a bottle into the sea. A song with the lyrics, "Who will rescue me?" plays in the background as the opening credits roll. This movie already starts off feeling dreary and melancholy. Now we are at the United Nations, New York. Rescue Aid Society. Delegates and ambassadors across the world who represent their respective countries attend the emergency meeting of the International Rescue Aid Society. The mice place their cute little paws over their hearts as they sing and recite the Rescue Aid Society pledge, song, and oath. This emergency meeting is held to discuss a call for help. They found the bottle that Penny cast to the sea, and the message inside revealed that Penny is in trouble and that someone needs to hurry and send help. Miss Bianca, one of the delegates from the country Hungary, begs the chairman to be given this assignment. Miss Bianca chooses Mr. Bernard to be her co-agent. He will be the one to help her complete this assignment. Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard eventually make their way to Morningside Orphanage. They find Penny's belongings, but no Penny. The two ask around for Penny's whereabouts. Rufus, the old cat, tells them that the last time he saw Penny was before she ran away. This was after adoption day. Penny was sitting all alone and sad since she didn't get picked to be adopted. After a pep talk from Rufus, Penny seemed to be in better spirits, happy and hopeful for the future that one day she would be adopted. So it is strange that Penny would run away. The police gave up looking for Penny weeks ago, so Penny has been missing for months at this point. Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard continue to question Rufus the cat. Rufus reveals that there was a strange lady that offered to give Penny a ride, but he doesn't believe that Penny had anything to do with this lady or her partner, who runs a pawn shop down the street. Now that Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard have a new lead, they head to the pawn shop to investigate. The two believe that Penny has to be somewhere in this pawn shop. Snoops works for Medusa and has been looking for a diamond for the past 3 months. Snoops caught Penny sending messages through the bottle. Medusa is fed up with Snoops for being unable to control one little girl, so she decides to head to Devil's Bayou herself to see what's going on. This is where Snoops and Penny are located. Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard overhear their conversation, and they follow Madame Medusa to Devil's Bayou to find Penny.
Devil's Bayou is uncharted and hazardous. Each day's operations.
Interesting.
After a long, treacherous journey, we have finally made it to Devil's Bayou. Penny looks to be on an abandoned pirate ship in the middle of a swamp. Very spooky, very creepy. Madame Medusa pulls up on 2 crocodiles, Nero and Brutus. I thought we were in New York, not Florida. Actually, we might be in Louisiana, not so sure. Madame Medusa is searching for Penny, who has run away. And this is not her first time running away either.
There, Caddy. I won't let them do that to you again.
So we do overhear Madame Medusa and Snoop's conversation and find out why they took Penny. Of all the children at the orphanage, why did it have to be Penny? Penny is the only child they could find that is small enough to squeeze down the black hole where the diamond is located. The diamond is also referred to as the Devil's Eye. Kidnapping, child labor, child endangerment, and it gets worse. Madame Medusa plans to force Penny inside this dark cave at low tide, but she must time it just right or Penny could get caught up in high tide and drown. Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard get caught and are chased away by the crocodiles, Nero and Brutus, Snoops, and even Madame Medusa.
That little brat is going to find me that diamond tomorrow, or else.
Madame Medusa urges Penny to find the diamond. All Penny wants to do is return to the orphanage so she can get adopted. Madame Medusa insists that no one would want a homely little girl like Penny, which does make Penny cry. Poor baby. Despite crying her heart out, she doesn't give up and she doesn't give in. This is the same for Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard. The two have started to have doubts about whether or not they can rescue Penny, but they quickly get over this, work up their nerve, and end up introducing themselves to Penny. And they let her know that they are here to help. The three brainstorm ways for Penny to escape. Before they can act on their plans, Madame Medusa threatens Penny with her beloved teddy bear and forces Penny down the black hole to find the diamond. The diamond, the devil's eye, is located inside a human skull. The water levels are rising and it's starting to get dangerous. But Madame Medusa refuses to pull Penny up until she brings her the diamond. After almost drowning, Penny manages to retrieve the diamond from the human skull. While Madame Medusa and Snoops are fighting among themselves over this diamond, Penny takes back her teddy bear, which has the diamond tucked inside. And with the help of Miss Bianca, Mr. Bernard, and many others, Penny finally escapes and she returns to the orphanage. In the news, Penny is praised for finding the world's largest diamond, the devil's eye. We also find out that Penny's dream has come true and she finally gets adopted. We see the other kids at the orphanage all gather around to see Penny off, and it's all very sweet.
Yeah, so you might say that Penny brought us together.
You are a darling.
The movie ends with Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard flying off into the distance after picking up another assignment and answering a call for help from another child in need. This movie, The Rescuers, rewatching this movie, automatically I feel a sense of nostalgia. It reminds me of my childhood, my sisters. We were all under one roof and we were all living together. And I think either my big sister was watching this movie on her own and I decided to join her and watch this movie alongside her, or we all decided to have a movie night. But I just remember that we were all together when we first watched this movie. I was in elementary school when my sister went off to college. I do have memories of all of us together, but not that many. Rewatching this movie did feel nostalgic for that very reason, but also as I was watching the movie, it just reminded me of how I felt when I first watched this movie as a child and how it does feel dreary and it does feel melancholy and a bit disturbing, but it's also very, very beautiful. I think the way that they balance the whole kidnapping and child labor and child endangerment with there's always hope and to have faith and to never give up, to never give in. It's a beautiful message, beautiful messaging. It's needed to stay hopeful, to stay in good spirits and high spirits despite your circumstances and despite what you're going through, because Penny was going through it. She was crying, she was sad. Like, yes, she wanted to be adopted, but she didn't want to be adopted in this way. She didn't want to be taken away from the orphanage against her will. She didn't want to be forced to work in this dark black hole, this dark black cave. Keeping the faith, staying hopeful, knowing that one day you will be able to leave and escape your circumstances one way or another. Either it's through the Rescue Aid Society, through an organization, through your own means. Just look forward to one day, look forward to tomorrow. The Rescue Aid Society. This fictional organization exists to help children in need, but this is fictional. It's fake. Children grow up in broken, abusive, toxic homes. Children run away, never to be found again. And it's heartbreaking to think about. Like Penny, countless children go missing. Some of these children, even if they are found, do not have a home to return to. They have no one looking for them. They have no one reporting them missing. If there are no leads or resources to dedicate to every single missing child case, then what happens? Where do these children go? What happens to these children? Not every child gets a happy ending like our main character, Penny. These children eventually grow up and become adults who have to find and create their own happy endings all by themselves, with no help from the Rescue Aid Society. Perhaps in an alternate timeline, Penny is never found and is stuck at the Devil's Bayou under Madame Medusa's control. She's developed a form of Stockholm Syndrome and has adjusted to her new life. Even when given a chance to escape, she doesn't take it. Why would she? Where would she go? This is all she knows. She's ignorant of the ways of the world, so she would rather stick to the devil that she knows than the devil that's unknown. And to wrap this video up, I like to ask myself, how good does this movie make me feel and why? This movie's soundtrack, art, and animation are beautiful, breathtaking. I was impressed by this movie's quality, given that this movie was released in the 70s. This movie has a certain charm about it that goes beyond just feeling nostalgic. This movie is dark, but they balance out the morbid details with many lighthearted moments. All the chase scenes in this movie reminded me of Tom and Jerry, and there was some romantic tension between Miss Bianca and Mr. Bernard. Penny got her happy ending, but I can't help to think of all the missing children who, unlike Penny, don't get their happy endings. So, the most I'll give this movie for how good it makes me feel is a strong 7. Beautiful movie, beautiful artwork, animation, messaging, and more. But it still gives me the creeps, and I still find it to be disturbing and bittersweet. Thank you for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.